Hi, and welcome to my first ever review. This week I'll be reviewing a musical, which you can already see in the title. I shouldn't point down because YouTube will change its layout again and then I'll look stupid. Okay, it's already in the title, wherever that may be. It's called The Wiz. The Wiz Musical Review. I picked this musical because it's a bit different, really, and I'm a humongous fan of The Wizard of Oz and Wicked, as you might already know, so I thought it would be a good place to start to review this parody, because, you know, that's effectively what it is, isn't it? So, let's get reviewing. I hadn't realised that this film was written by Joel Schumacher, who wrote and directed Falling Down, which is a fantastic film, and I'm also studying it for film A-levels, so good. The Wiz was directed by Sidney Lumet, whose films I haven't actually seen any of other than The Wiz, but now that I've seen this one, I'd kind of like to see others because I quite like his directing style. The story is pretty much The Wizard of Oz, but it's set in the late 70s with an all-black cast, which allows the music to be a lot more gospel-like, and none of the original soundtrack was used, something which is pretty freaking important to musical fanatics like me. Along with the change in music, I'm also really glad that they changed some of the key features of the story. For example, Dorothy is a 24-year-old who's living with Aunt Em and Uncle Henry, rather than a 16-year-old girl, which is nice that they just changed it slightly, and she's a teacher rather than a teenager. Also, in this version, Dorothy wants to stay with Aunt Em and doesn't ever want to leave home, rather than being a 16-year-old desperately trying to find something more than home. Which actually, as good as it was, kind of made Dorothy's really annoying, crying and whining all the time even more annoying. And I didn't like it in the original. One aspect of the film that I really liked was the use of dance to portray certain aspects. So the Yellow Brick Road routine was much more of a routine rather than the sort of jolly skipping that they did. Although I love the jolly skipping, I think because they had people like Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, who can dance, they used that, which I really liked. Another aspect of the dance which I really enjoyed was the crows by the Scarecrow and the poppy field, which were both portrayed by men and women dancers, which just made it different, and I like that about a film. I only had two major issues with the film. Number one is there was a completely random scene when they were attacked by bins or something. I really don't understand why they were attacked by wheelie bins in like what looked like the tunnels of the London Underground. Someone would please explain that to me. Go for it. What? Why? I don't understand. Was that like their equivalent of lions and tigers and bears? If so, it wasn't good enough. The second issue, now this is probably quite controversial, but I don't care, okay? Basically, my issue is that it kind of felt like Diana Ross was singing because she can sing, not because it had any value whatsoever. Now don't get me wrong, I love Diana Ross, I love her voice, and she's fab herself, but it felt like the writers had kind of gone, oh, we need a solo here, oh wait, I know, let's get Diana Ross to sing a song for about 3 minutes, just to waste some time. And I don't like it when people do that. This film was a complete flop when it was released, and I kind of get why. I mean, America at the time was only just getting away from the clutches of racism, and this film is pretty heavy on its political views and comments on society. I mean, the final song is an entirely black cast singing about liberation and freedom. Not exactly subtle. It also has their equivalent of the Wicked Witch of the West running a sweatshop and a complete piss take on the importance of fashion. The people in the Emerald City go from wearing green to red to gold in the space of about 2 minutes because the Wiz told them to. The Wiz, by the way, is the wizard. I kind of relate to that bit, the fashion bit now. The rest of it, it feels quite dated, and it does definitely date the film. Overall, I did quite enjoy this film, and I would recommend it to anyone who's willing to put normality aside and take the story that we know and love and let it be retold in a completely different way. Because it is very good as a film. Overall, I think I'd give this film 3.5 stars because it is very good, but I have faults with the original, and therefore I don't think it can be given anything more than 3.5 stars because it's not as good as the original, but it is quite cool. I've made the decision to leave you with a quote every week because I am massively quote obsessed. So my quote from this particular musical is from the Wiz himself, and it is this: "Fame and fortune, they're all illusions," which I massively agree with. So on that note,